Image streaming is a process developed by a real-world friend of mine, Dr. Win Wenger, PhD. The benefits of image streaming are diverse, but for me, it forms the basis for a number of creative thinking and problem-solving techniques that we will practice in this series. Let's begin. First, I want you to picture in your mind's eye the Statue of Liberty in vivid detail. It can be from personal experience, media, or just your ideal version of the statue. In practice, you would not only picture these things, but ideally describe them in vivid detail, for example, on a video or audio. Now, from the Statue of Liberty, we're going to pick a detail on that image of the statue. In this case, let's zoom in on the torch. Focus your image on the torch itself. Now allow your mind to suggest a different context for the torch. For now, let's picture the torch being brought by boat across the ocean and see the boat and torch clearly. The setting can be calm or it can be a vicious storm with high waves, but see the torch and the boat in the same image. Now focus on a different detail of the boat. It could be the hull, a person on the deck, or the light in the wheelhouse. Any detail that you like and zoom in on it. For this intro, I want you to zoom in on the anchor of the ship that is now being dropped from the deck into the water, and follow it with your mind's eye as it plunges deeper and deeper into the water until it lands on the seafloor. Now pick an image from that seafloor where the anchor landed, such as a fish, an outcropping, a whale swimming by. You can adjust the lighting, the scale, the elements of these images in any way that you wish to make the scene vivid and engaging to you. You can use images or moving video in your mind, whatever is most comfortable. In the example, let's zoom in on a castle that is near where the anchor has landed and see the castle in your mind. Let your mind fill in the details of the castle for you. It can be any era castle, from past to modern or even a futuristic version. See the castle clearly in your mind's eye and inspect it. Look around. Now pick a detail of the castle. Again, it could be anything from a spire to a light in the window to a drawbridge, and zoom in and add details and clarity to what you picked. This time you pick the detail, and keep zooming and filling in the details as you examine it. For mine, I zoomed in on a campfire just outside the castle, where some soldiers are stationed. They are modern soldiers, and in my mind, I can see them near the fire, eating chow, quietly talking, and looking at a map. I zoom in on the map and see that it is a map of Mars, with craters and terrain features, and the location of the Mars rover highlighted on the map as it moves across the terrain. I zoom in on the rover and see it driving across the terrain with the sun in the distance. Its tracks in the dirt is what I zoom in on, and zoom very tightly to the tread of the rover's tracks, and keep zooming until I see a small single-celled organism, as if through a microscope, absorbing energy from the sun, and then it splits into two cells. And this process can be repeated infinitely, conjuring an image, describing that image either out loud or at least defining it very clearly and vividly in your mind, picking a detail of that image to zoom in on. It's tricking our brain into doing two different processes, back and forth, a detailed examination, and then allowing our creative mind to change the scenario based on the detail that we pick and zoom in on. Please follow for more creative thinking and problem-solving techniques that are fun and engaging. Thank you.
What is image streaming?